Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Today's topic, Tobago is gearing up to once again seek the autonomy it believes it deserves, and they definitely deserve it. Give the people the self-governance that they have been seeking for many decades now. Kamala, you're already doing real tata. You're governing the country like a tyrant. At least keep that promise and give Tobagonians the autonomy they seek. During the debate on the THA budget presentation 2026-2027 on Thursday, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine announced that a convention will be held in August to signal the start of the quest. A budget of $10 million is being proposed in order to be able to do that convention. $10 million. Anyhow, I guess okay, that is for different whatever, to pay with whatever bills and so forth. The Chief Secretary said the THA has the support of central government to push forward with the necessary constitutional amendments. He added that Tobagonians, however, need to be in strong agreement with the way forward. Now, do you see the difference between Farley and Kamala? Farley is saying, let us go to the people. What you should really call for Farley is a referendum. But what I'm saying is, at least you're still going to consult with the people to decide how to move forward with this autonomy bill, right? Bill of autonomy for Tobago. Kamala is saying she did a poll, UNC did a poll to say yes, go ahead with the SOE. You should have had a referendum on something so serious, because it looks as though you want to use that SOE for the next 4 years. But anyhow, on August 10th, Monday, August 10th, the entire of Tobago will be called to a halt, this is Farley speaking here, so will be called to a halt, will be asked to pause, the entire island will descend on Shore Park Complex, and we will host a Shore Park Convention. Now that sounds a little comical, though. It sounds like how in the Bible they would say, the whole of Israel came together to listen to Moses. Of course, we know that it was the leaders of the various tribes and so forth would have gone along with other elders to be able to listen to Moses. We know the whole, I think it was about 1 million people or so could not be able to hear Moses' voice. They would have been able to hear God, but they wouldn't have been able to hear Moses. So in the same case like this, we already know, is the leaders of different communities and whatever, and they will have people, a lot of people are going to go, but not the whole of Tobago is going to shut down to come and listen to Farley. As I said before, what they should have had, Farley, is a referendum. Have a referendum and let the people vote for it. That is what you should do. Put different options on the referendum of what are the different things available for this autonomy, and then let the people vote and decide. That's what you should do. And I think you should still do it. If it is you end up seeing my humble video, take my foolish advice, have a referendum instead. Mr. Augustine stated that all political parties, NGOs, community groups, and regular residents of Tobago will be invited to share their thoughts at the convention and agree on a broad perspective for autonomy. That will then trigger the community consultations. And also, you see, he's saying have community consultation, but still, you're not really going to hear the voices of all the people that way. If you have a referendum, a lot of people are going to go out, not everybody, but a larger portion of the population might go out and vote for that if you hold that referendum. That will then trigger the community consultations, and the Secretary of Finance spoke about it in her budget, about a team that will go out and will listen to all your claims and your projections. He revealed that Professor Hamid Ghani will play a key role in the special committee, which will be convened to manage the process. Hamid Ghani is a brilliant man. That's really good. You're going on the right path by doing that, Farley. Professor Ghani was on the THA team in 1995, chaired by former Chairman Lennox Denoon, when they were preparing for Act 40 of 1996. Professor Ghani was not even on the Trinidad's team. He was on the THA team, Farley went on to say. Other members of the team, which will be responsible for drafting a bill to be delivered to Parliament, are expected to be announced in the coming week. This is the third attempt at an autonomy bill in the last 20 years Bills in 2013 and 2021 failed to gain sufficient legislative support. I hope and pray for the sake of the people of Tobago that there will be sufficient support this time around in central government. Get it done. Please get it done. I don't know if UNC by themselves has sufficient votes in order to be able to pass this bill. I don't know if they're going to need the opposition support. But if that's the case, Farley, you need to try to convince the PNM supporters to support this as well. Yeah, that's what you're going to have to do. I don't know how you're going to get it done, but let's just see what takes place here. But for once again, I believe that Tobago deserves rights to be able to have self-governance to an extent, you know. You don't probably have to give them independence or whatever. But this autonomy bill, where they could be able to conduct most of the affairs of Tobagonians for themselves. And I really do believe so. But time alone will tell if this bill will end up passing. But as I said before, let me close with this. Farley, I do believe you should have a referendum and let the Tobagonians decide that way and still go ahead and have consultations as well.
On August 10th, Monday, August 10th, the entire Tobago will be called to a halt, will be asked to pause. The entire island will descend on Shore Park Complex, and we will host the Shore Park Convention.
At this convention, Augustine stated that all political parties, NGOs, community groups, and regular residents of Tobago will be invited to share their thoughts and agree on a broad perspective for autonomy.
That will then trigger the community consultations, and the Secretary of Finance spoke about it in her budget, about the team that will go out and will listen to all of your claims and your projections.
He revealed Professor Hamid Ghani will play a key role in the special committee, which will be convened to manage the process.
Professor Ghani was on the THA team in 1995, chaired by former Chairman Lennox Dinoon, when they were preparing for Act 40 of 1996. Professor Ghani was not even on the TRINIDAD's team. He was on the THA team.
Other members of the team, which will be responsible for drafting a bill to be delivered to Parliament, are expected to be announced in the coming week. This is the third attempt at an autonomy bill in the last 20 years. Bills in 2013 and 2021 failed to gain sufficient legislative support. Candace Jackson, TDT News.
Weather forecast for Trinidad and Tobago on Saturday, June 27, 2026. The weather will start sunny and slightly hazy, changing to cloudy intervals with scattered showers and a low chance of an isolated heavy thunderstorm by late morning. Temperatures will range from a low of 24 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius up to a high of 29 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, with an expected heat index peaking around 33 degrees Celsius. East to northeasterly breezes will track between 10 km per hour to 40 km per hour, though winds can become quite gusty near heavier showers or downpours. A mild concentration of Saharan dust remains present in the air, creating slightly hazy horizons. People sensitive to air quality alterations should plan accordingly. Open waters will experience moderate seas with waves sizing up to 1.5 to 2.0 meters. Sheltered areas will stay calmer at 1.0 to 1.5 meters, though spring tides are currently active. Bible quote of the day. Revelation 21:1-4 NIV. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no longer any sea. I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride beautifully dressed for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Look! God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away."
Folks, that brings us to the end of today's headline news. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe, most of all. In Jesus' name.